know what? I'd imagine that Prince Harry's probably a bit stressed at the moment. He's got that best man speech to write, and they're pretty tricky. They've got to be funny and appeal to everybody.
I'd like to start by saying that marriage is for life, and William's a great believer in tradition. So if things don't go according to plan, he'll be disbanding the church and cutting her head off.
Yeah, don't have nightmares, Harry. That's a bad example, what you're not supposed to do. And that's exactly why we're here today at the Hall at Gray's Inn in London to chat with a script-writing duo and find out exactly what you should and shouldn't do.
You should always open with humour. There's no place for sentimentality at the start of the speech. You should also never say anything unfavourable about marriage or the newlyweds' future together. Best way to get the audience on side and rooting for you is to make yourself the butt of that first joke.
It's traditional for a best man to dish the dirt on the groom, to tell tales of debauchery that will make his new in-laws wonder why they ever let this creature into their daughter's life. Unfortunately, William's just not that kind of guy. It would have been so much easier if he had a past like mine. I'm the first royal best man, which means there's a peculiar blend of traditions in play today. It's my duty to make you all laugh. And it's your duty not to start until Granny does. Not many people can boast of a brother who's loyal, charismatic, generous, reliable, trustworthy, honest, and yes, handsome. But William can.
A good best man will attempt to subtly, and certainly with charm, make light of those obvious character traits, or really anything obvious the groom is renowned for.
I remember when we were children and William used to tease me playfully about my ginger locks. Well, who's laughing now, eh? He may be the heir, I've got the hair. William's well suited to married life after his years of military service. He's used to taking orders, and he can go for long periods without sex. William was always a bright student. He excelled at school, went to a top university, and aced his pilot's test. Not bad for a boy who grew up in state accommodation, and still lives on benefits.
The closing line is an opportunity for a best man to paint over any cracks that may exist in the speech. So you want to end, if possible, on something optimistic. People remember longest the last thing they hear. So if you're a good best man, you're looking for a laugh, you're looking for applause, and you're looking for people to stand up. And if you could kind of accomplish those three things, you've done a good job.
Before I take my seat, it would be remiss of me not to mention those who've contributed most to today's festivities. Ladies and gentlemen, the British taxpayer. In the years to come, Kate may have to rise to grave challenges. I'd remind you of a certain family matriarch whose decision to sit put in London through the city's darkest hours gained the admiration of a nation. 5 times Mum sat through Joe Pasquale at the Royal Variety Performance. 5!
Good tips then, if you've got that daunting task of writing a best man speech. Harry, we hope that yours goes really well on the big day. We're sure it will. And yeah, to you and to Wills and Kate. Cheers. Water. So nice.